Uh-oh. Let's see if this shit is working. YouTube, you bitch, are you working for me yet? What?
Here we go. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
So you know you still actually shipping the stuff?
Can you turn it off for me, please? Thank you, I completely forgot about it. The wonder was so fucking hot in here.
Saturated fucking
Huh?
juices.
Suck full of juice right out of that thing.
Hold on. Guys, this is the preview for the rant. We coming, bitches. This is the preview for the rant. We coming, bitches. Let's turn this off.
Yo, isn't your high school good basketball? Don't we got good dudes, like pro guys come out? No?
Not really.
They were in school.
Actually, no, not good pros.
D1 guys? No, okay. I'm thinking they're in school. This school has studs. Like, this school, like, it's like
No, it's Christ the King, the scooter school.
Which is, like, crazy to, like, think that, like, you know, a couple miles separates, like, the continual hotbed of fucking basketball talent and, like, you know, not.
Well, yeah, it's like a lot of people came out of scooter school.
Yeah. And they do. I know they travel them in at that point. Like.
Yeah, well, I mean, they also have all over from New York City.
Yeah. Yep. And they bring them in. Yep. Once they get a couple of years of winning, they start shoveling them in.
What is going on? All right. So we starting this sucker up in 10 minutes. Officially live. Analytics. Uh-oh.
If the resolution worked, the refresh rate or whatever, resolution refresh rate, it'd be really cool to film with the TV on behind you showing shit.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, the refresh rate doesn't run as fast. Or maybe it does, or maybe on the digital it doesn't. Does it matter? You can record.
I have no idea. Hold on. I'm sorry, dude. I'm trying to figure this fucking shit out.
Stop talking.
link address. Oh gosh. I'm not gonna stream live on Facebook for this one. Huh? I wanna get one medium down so far.
What's that?
I feel like I need to concentrate on the one medium right now. That just being yeah.
QP. It is a lot, right? Isn't it? Like, it's so simple, but it's like, when you first do it, it's a lot of just bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. Brandon, how's the audio sound on your end? Justin's a crafty nigga. He's a crafty nigga. Okay. Two. Ba-da. Ba-ba-ba-da. It's okay. Even if there's nobody on this one, at least I know how to fucking do it now.
Love it, dude. It is the fucking attitude.
Yeah.
They got a cat now. It's Justin Brown, Brandon, and Macho now.
Yeah.
Macho Joe. You realize that would fucking make my life if one day you just hijacked the show like a planned thing. You hijacked it and made it the Macho Show for the day. And then everything had to do with Macho, like, and you film it and it's just fucking him sitting behind the microphone like...
we're reviewing cats.
It was a fucking piece of shit. Mr. Mustafa Lees is a fucking queer.
Oh! What? Oh! You fucking quiz. Alright. I'm about to go live. Mind just popping on that.
I'm gonna do them both for you. Let me know.
And this is gonna start recording right now. Boom. We are in the fucking building. We are too big or small in movies. Brand new colors, that's me. And Justin Brown for your movie needs. Medium popcorn. You haven't seen it, well, we're gonna spoil it. Spoil it in your face. That's your warning. So if you get pissed, it's all your fault. What is up, guys? This is Medium Popcorn, niggas spoiling movies, and this is Justin with the rant. And this is our first live rant, and of course, if we're gonna do a live rant, we're gonna do one on a fucking shitty movie, and that movie, of course, is Mannequin 2. Now, if you haven't listened to the episode where we reviewed Mannequin, what was it, like 2 weeks ago or something like that? Well, go back another time because we're doing this shit right now. We're doing this right now. So you're here. You're already here. It's too late. It's too late. Just know I got a chat box there. Throw any questions, comments, feelings into the chat box. This is the first time we're doing this, so if you have any suggestions of how we can make this shit better, let me know. I am up to listen to all of your questions, queries, and comments. Ooh, about to go live with the ramp cam wall on the wall, baby. Anyhow, so I got notes. I got notes for Mannequin 2. Cause this movie, alright. The first Mannequin was not a good movie. It was crazy. Like I said in the review that we did of it, the actors were just like, they're not really gonna put this movie out, because this movie's not gonna be good, right? Well, this movie somehow managed to take all the things that made the first Mannequin just like this cult classic, and you know the public loved it, even though the critics panned it, and it turned all of that on its head, and it's just complete and utter shit show. Complete and utter shit show. Like, it's out of control. Like, the name of this kingdom is Hoppa Hoppa Who Shit. I don't even know what the fuck that's supposed to be. It's just completely out of control. And it's like, where is this kingdom supposed to be, located in the world? Have zero clue. So, alright. So, basically, the whole story behind this is a prince wants to marry a peasant girl. His mama, the queen, didn't want it to happen. So then they put a fucking spell on this necklace that they put on her neck, which then basically turns her into this mannequin thing, which I'm pretty sure 1,000 years ago they didn't have mannequins back then. Just saying. There's a fatal flaw in this movie. Anyhow, turns her into this mannequin that for 1,000 years or a thousand years, and she has to find a true love overseas or something like that. And then that's what breaks the curse, and she won't be a mannequin anymore. Okay. All right. That's what we're going with. So we're back 1,000 years prior. The prince gets stopped by a fucking wall of fucking knights. I'd say there's probably about like fucking 30 of these niggas. Tell me why this prince jumps off this damn horse and starts cleaning house on like 30 dudes with knives and shit like that. Like this motherfucker's in a Steven Seagal movie. Not one nigga touches him. Nobody touches him. He fucks up all these dudes on his own while talking to his woman who's captured by all these dudes. She's like, baby, I'll be there in a second, don't worry, just handling these hooligans. Crazy. Fucking crazy. Then, so she goes, you know, she gets put into, she becomes a mannequin thing, and then they transport 1,000 years later, where? Philadelphia, guys. Because, you know, the whole Mannequin franchise takes place in Philadelphia. And so this kid, it's his first day on the job at working at this department store, Prince and Mary, who gives a fuck? Because I'm pretty sure they don't exist anymore. Because it actually used to be a real department store, but I'm guessing, you know, the 90s weren't too good to him. So as he's pulling up to the store, he walks by the front window where they're going to be doing this display of the peasant girl, because it's a whole legend thing. And somehow this peasant girl survived 1,000 years. That's right. 1,000 years this peasant girl thing was not destroyed through wars, fucking natural disasters, things like that. 1,000 years, one mannequin is standing. Yeah, I'm calling bullshit on that. Anyhow, so, but he's walking past the front window, and there is a clear picture of Christy Swanson as like a real person, even though, like, you know, she's a mannequin, but is her as a real person. Nobody would know what Christy Swanson, what the mannequin would look like as a real person, because that was 1,000 fucking years ago. So how would they know what she looks like as a real girl? Nobody thought about that. No, you guys are making this move. No, nobody thought to think. It's just like, yeah, that makes zero fucking sense. But they went with it, and yeah, again, this movie is not pretty. Now, again. The first Mannequin movie was, you know, one of the stars was our good friend Hollywood Montrose. Hollywood is obviously, you know, our dude from Designing Women. And this guy's in this movie. But my question is, so he's working for, I believe no, it wasn't the rival store. So basically, Hollywood, he must have gotten fired from the store that he worked at in the first one, to now he's working over at this store, and he's still doing window displays. Well, I guess they would fire him because the other dude was doing all that crazy shit. So what do they need Hollywood for? Damn. You see? And they talk about people taking jobs. It's all about, you know, these white dudes coming in and taking jobs. There it is. It happened. Anyhow, so there's a girl who's like, so he walks in his first day. His boss is the biggest asshole on the face of the earth. He meets some woman who looks very close to Roxy from the first movie. Like, she almost like dresses just like her. And this girl is DTF from day one. But she's DTF with every man in the movie that she sees. This movie's not good to gays. This movie's not good to women. Because, like, she is, like, on some shit. It's just like, oh, no, I need to get a nigga right now. And I will take anybody, no matter how ridiculous and stupid they may seem. So, the mannequin shows up with these 3 fucking hapless idiots. And apparently there's some sort of accident, and a mannequin's about to fall off the back of a truck. Montrose and this dude show up, Jason is his name, and then the mannequin falls out. For some reason, Jason feels like it's a woman, and he screams, "I'll save you!" Dives in because it falls off a bridge into the water. That won't destroy a mannequin. Something, the leg or something like that won't pop off, because that's not something that happens. He dives in, and as he's underwater, apparently he touched the necklace, and the necklace started to come off because it's been 1,000 years, and then now he's able to basically, the mannequin comes to life for a second, and then he pulls her out of the water. He's like, I thought that she was alive, but now it's back to a mannequin. This is not like the first movie where only he could see the mannequin, things like that. It's basically, if the necklace is on, she's a mannequin. If the necklace is off, she's not a mannequin. Anybody can see it. She's a normal girl. So, in actuality, this kind of, I know this sounds weird, but it makes more sense than the first movie, the way they did it. Either way, not a good movie. Don't be mistaken. So he saves the mannequin. These three idiots who talk in terrible accents. I don't know where the fuck they're supposed to be from, because there's some dude who comes from Hapa Huda Hada Hada whatever, and he's like, he almost seems kind of Middle Eastern, but then again, he's also supposed to be like this kind of sorcerer kind of guy. So, guys, it's the 80s, but he doesn't have that accent. So where are these guys from? I don't know, but they're the dumbest characters, but they're like these big swole up guys, which of course, girl at the store later on in the movie who was after Jason, she immediately is just like, I don't know about her, but I'm here, you can do whatever you want with me. Like she's very desperate. So they take these mannequins back to the Matros and Jason take the mannequin back to the store, and Jason immediately takes the thing off. She comes to life, and she's like, I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you. Immediately. Didn't it take like 2 seconds to figure out who this motherfucker is, then ask 0 questions, just said, I'm in love with you. We're getting married. He then's like, wait, I don't even know you. I'm not the dude, because I guess they were trying to allude that he reminds her of the guy that she was, the prince, from 1,000 years ago. So she thought that he was him. And then he basically told her, that's not me. And he figures out, like, oh shit, the whole thing is real. Tell me why she does not even react to the fact, that it's been 1,000 years. She's been cursed for 1,000 years. Nothing is, like, this doesn't bother her at all. She had a little sister that she lived in a fucking shack with alone. Her little sister. Yeah, your little sister's dead, homie. She's dead. Like, she doesn't care. She's all about getting taken to the bone zone by old boy over here. That's all she cares about. What is going on? But let's stop for a second, because Pat Greer jumped in and said, love me some Christy Swanson. Gotta say, Christy Swanson, she was looking damn good in this movie. Quite the young piece. Very, very nice. I saw you, Christy. I saw you. So, obviously, she has a 1,000-year gap in her entire life. And, so he's just like, let's go out to dinner. And she's like, oh, we're going to have fried muskrat or some shit like that. He's like, no, I got something better than that. And, so he takes her out on a night on a town. Again, she is not really thrown off by the fact that she's in a whole new world with electricity, automobiles, clothing that aren't fucking burlap sacks, just the whole fact of like paved roads. Yo, she would have been fucked up. All right, I'm fucked up. All right, if I went back 1,000 years, I'd be fucked up just thinking about the fact it's like, yo, everything is so different. But it's like, okay, it's almost like I'm camping. all right, I guess I can, I don't have the modern conveniences, but it's like, okay, I know enough to where I can fucking survive. You're taking somebody from 1,000 years ago and dropping them in modern day Philadelphia, mind you. Modern day Philadelphia. Her fucking head would explode. Would not be able to deal with it. She'd think everybody was sorcerers, and she'd probably end up killing herself or doing something so crazy that she'd end up dead probably within the first fucking half an hour or hour. But then again, you have this dude, taking her all around town, and he's, supposedly being like, her knight in shining armor. But he eventually takes her back to his house, where his, where they, she sleeps in his bed, he sleeps on a couch or whatever. Next day, wakes up and is making her breakfast, and he did something that really bothered me, guys. So he's making eggs and toast and sausage and all that kind of shit, but he throws the eggs up in the air and he catches them in a strainer, and then he just puts the strainer over the skillet, and then the egg strains into the skillet. I don't know. Does anybody make their eggs like that? I've never seen anybody make eggs like that. But you know what? Maybe I'm the asshole here. Maybe I'm the guy who don't know how to make the greatest eggs on the face of the earth. I'll take that. But I'm gonna ask this question: why is this dude putting the breakfast sausage in the toaster? Not a toaster oven. The toaster. He put sausage in the toaster. He put Lawrence, yeah. Now, I don't know what you're talking about. If you're talking about the eggs or you're talking about the sausage. But he threw eggs in the air, caught them in a strainer, and then he just held it over the fucking skillet. That's how he was cooking eggs. And then the eggs, like, it strained through the strainer onto the skillet. It's like, why don't you just crack the eggs onto the skillet? But again, guys, he cooked sausage links. He put them in the fucking toaster. The toaster. He's gonna kill this girl. Not even 24 hours. She's been out of 1,000 years, and he's gonna serve her like pretty much raw fucking. Well, actually, you know what? Breakfast sausage, that pork. It's already pre-cooked, right? It's pre-cooked. So in that sense, it's technically not raw meat. It's probably just not heated up to its delectableness, but it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. And I was just upset that he would do that because, like, everybody loves breakfast meat, man. I love a good brown and serve. I love brown and serve so much, I named my penis the brown and serve, the optimal breakfast meat. But either way, that's just besides the point. Doing that, I'm just like, what the fuck is happening right now? So, again, these guys, the three dudes with the accents and shit like that, they go to the airport to pick up the sorcerer dude. He's like the count of, that fucking land or stuff like that. And then he shows up because his whole thing was he wanted to get the mannequin out of their country, their home country, so then he can take. So once she becomes a woman again, he can take her and marry her and go to Bermuda, and then and somehow he talked these three idiots, and it was like, oh yes, we're all going to Bermuda, like it's a trip to Bermuda. I don't think they realize that he has no plans to go back to their homeland. But they just keep on talking about it's going to be a trip to Bermuda. But either way, it's just like, but of all places, Bermuda. But at the same time, he looks exactly like the dude from the beginning of the movie. And I think, so he was, so his great, this is in the beginning of the movie, I'm not even making this shit up, great grandfather actually was the sorcerer who put the fucking who put the curse on her So like he feels like he's betrothed to her. So this family. Lawrence, Bermuda is horrible. You know what? I've never been to Bermuda, so I can't sit here and defend Bermuda. But you know what? I'm gonna take your word for it. I'm gonna take your word for it, Lawrence. But so basically, he feels like he's betrothed to her, and he owns her. So he's the only one who really knows that this curse is like a real thing. That he's just like, I'm just gonna take this beautiful girl and I'm gonna make her my own. But then again, at the same time, beauty to fucking the beauty standards of 1,000 years ago are grossly different from beauty standards in the fucking 1980s. So, I mean, obviously it worked out for him because, in the 1980s he got fucking Christy Swanson. But, in all actuality, probably the beautiful girl from 1,000 years ago probably looks like fucking Rosie O'Donnell. Now, I have no problem with Rosie O'Donnell, but still, I'm just saying because back then, somebody a little healthier, had a little bit more meat on her bones, probably seemed, more rich, more wealthy. So there you go. That's why he probably looked like Rosie O'Donnell, and probably he'd be like, oh man, I need a nice, thick, full woman. Anyhow, so accent guys, they're terrible. All right, so. Dude shows up to the store. The Count shows up to the store with these three guys. Fucking Jason returns her back. Returns her back after his night. Oh, because she turned back into a mannequin because she went to put on the locket. That Peter, you love them thick. So, all right, baby. You know what? There's a certain level of thick that I'm into. There's a certain level that's just like you get a little bit too much from me. But you know what? You gotta appreciate a woman with curves. I'm down for a woman with curves. If you're too skinny, it's just not too fun. You need a little something. So when he was at his apartment, she put on the necklace because she wanted to make herself look pretty for him, and then she turned back into a mannequin. Then he's just trying to bring her back to life. He's giving her like CPR, and he's like laying on top of her. And then his mother walks in on him because he was talking to his mother about, he has a girl over and he's making breakfast for her or whatever because he lives with his mom. I mean, we'll let him slide. People live with their mothers. Listen, it's actually 2018. We can't judge. People living with their parents into their 30s is like a real thing that happens all over the world, all over the country. But I digress. So his mother sees him laying on top of his mannequin. She's like, oh, god damn it, you're a fucking sicko. Anyhow, he shows back up to the store with the mannequin, and the Count and these three guys are there. Again, he takes the necklace off immediately. Well, no. He's told to go do something. Montreux takes the necklace off, and he was trying on a necklace on for himself. And so she comes to life, and then she ends up grabbing Peter's fucking like employee pass, whatever, his jacket, and goes traipsing around the store. Three dumbasses go back to where in the back where they're setting up for this big thing that they're supposed to be doing for the fucking whatever girl. And they realize that she's not there. They come across Montrose, not realizing that he's a mannequin, and they're like, "What are you doing with this? Wearing the necklace?" They take it off. Montrose comes back, All right, so like this whole thing is weird because like Montrose was a mannequin for like maybe a few minutes, right? And like when he said he was a mannequin, he was just like, I felt like I was in this weird world, like it's an enchanted world. But when the girl came out of being the mannequin for 1,000 years, it's like nothing changed. Like nothing changed for her. But for Montrose, he knew that something was off. Plot hole. Anyhow, so she's traipsing around the store. She starts buying shit on Peter's employee discount and just starts sending it to his fucking house. She's an asshole. Immediately, an asshole. Anyhow, the three fucking dumbasses catch wind. It's like, oh shit, maybe she's actually, you know, this curse is real and it's true. And then they're walking around the store. They end up seeing her. She goes running away from them. They're chasing after her, and she's just like, "Can you make me look like somebody else?" To some random person in the department store. They're like, "We can make you look like anybody." She then, hold on, we got another one. Dude's name was Montrose. Okay. Anyhow, Montrose well, not Montrose. Fuck. Yeah, you got the comments here. So she talks to the person in the department store. The person in the department store is just like, yeah, we can make you look like anybody. Chase scene going on. She takes time out of this chase to go have a fucking clothing fucking montage of her trying on different clothes and shit like that. This is the time we're going to do this? So Jason shows back up with fucking Hollywood, and then, yeah, I'm going to call him, why was I calling him fucking Montrose? Just call this fucker Hollywood. Hollywood is fucking insane in this movie. Even more insane than the first movie. So Hollywood and Jason is like, show up, and Hollywood's just like, he's like, she came to life. Hollywood's like, oh shit, it's happening again. They're running around looking for her. All of a sudden, the Count sees them and then notices that he looks like the prince because his mother has a throwaway line that, like, oh, you know, your father, who's dead, you said that, you know, we are royalty in whatever country and stuff like that. So apparently he is, like, related to the prince from 1,000 years ago, right? Crazy. Related to the prince from 1,000 years ago, and then somehow this fucking ridiculous Count, who wasn't around from 1,000 years ago, because he said it, because it was supposedly his great grandfather or whoever who was that actual sorcerer, recognizes him from 1,000 years ago as a prince. What? And then he pulls out a crossbow. Where in the fuck did he get a crossbow from? He pulls out a crossbow and starts shooting at him and Hollywood with a crossbow from like 3 stories up. Then starts throwing pots at him. Tells the fucking the 3 guys with accents to go get that guy and kill him. And now they're chasing after him. And all the while, you know, this chick is, you know, Christy Swanson is up there doing a fucking fashion show on the fucking 2nd floor. So he's running. So now Jason's running away from these guys. He ends up coming across Christy. Well, actually, he runs past fucking Christy Swanson. Then she sees him, and then she goes running after him and these guys. She runs past a display with like these little go-karts. She jumps in a go-kart and she starts chasing after them. Mind you, how does she know how to drive? She's been in 2000. I'm sorry. She's been in 1987 for fucking maybe, let's say, 36 hours, and now she knew how to pick up how to drive this crazy motorized machine that wasn't around 1,000 years ago. What? And so now she's not, you know, driving all clunky and shit like that. No, she's driving the shit out of this fucking little go-kart like a fucking Formula 1 driver. Somehow Jason jumps on the back of this thing. She almost runs into a bunch of fucking security guards. She fucking does some fucking Tokyo drift shit and spins the fucking car. Then she's driving the other way towards this other ridiculous fucking security guard that, like, you know, check Jason, and he's like the main security guard who's like a fucking dork in the movie. Skids out in front of him, goes through a window out into fucking traffic, in like regular street traffic, goes under a car and just escapes. right? Jason then goes and jumps into his car and finds her at his fucking house. How did she get to his house? How the fuck do I know? How the fuck does anybody know? Because how would she remember how to get to his house, especially because she's in a strange fucking land where there's street signs, there's fucking stop signs and all of this shit, and she does not, how would she know how to fucking get there? Mind you, she got to the store with Jason as a fucking mannequin. So she didn't see anything going on around with her during the daytime. So where would she have the wherewithal to know how the fuck she got back to this fucking crazy fucking place? You get back, yo, this shit is fucking driving me nuts right now. She gets back to the house, apparently, and she's sitting on his bed eating popcorn and watching television. Says that his mother gave him the lives of all of these people. I'm just like, what the fuck does that mean? Just, I guess she's watching soap operas, and she made her popcorn. Now the mother, so Jason shows up. They kiss for a little bit. All of a sudden, Hollywood comes driving up, and the police are like, shortly behind them. He runs in. They're like, oh, they're coming, and yada yada yada. Jason gets down there. Police, immediately, lock him up. And like he tells her to stay upstairs. The mother's out there, and the mother doesn't say shit about there's a real life girl sitting up in your room right now. The fucking sorcerer, the count, goes upstairs, and he's like, you're coming with me. She's like, I'm not coming with you because I'm in love with Jason. He goes to put the fucking necklace on her. She does nothing. She just lets him put the necklace on her. Like she didn't fight. This dude is about like 4'2", 110 pounds wet. She could have probably whooped his ass. She did nothing. She did nothing. She just let it happen. And he's just carrying her downstairs as a fucking mannequin. Mind you, the mother has her dressed like a fucking... The mother saw the way the real life girl came in, what she was dressed in. She gave her all the, she gave her popcorn and sat her down in his room, stuff like that. Yet, she does not recognize that this mannequin is wearing those same clothes because she's just like, him and this fucking mannequin again. My son's a freak. He's a degenerate. Like, you can't put two and two together. Anyhow, Jason gets arrested. The store manager says that we're going to put on this, you sign a contract, we have to do the show, whatever. We're going to have armed guards around, around the mannequin until the show starts. Don't you worry about it, they'll be fine. So then the count and these three guys have a very loud conversation about how they'll just, once the thing is over, we'll just swipe the mannequin and then we're just going to go and, I'll run off to Bermuda. Nobody hears it. He then goes, they then peace out. Then the craziest scene happens. Hollywood shows up to the jailhouse he was apparently in the Marines. Hollywood. Yeah. Randomly, so when the guy was shooting at them with a crossbow, they're crawling on the ground, kind of military style, and then Jason's just like, where did you learn how to do this? I don't know. When somebody's shooting at you, you just crawl. I mean, Hollywood also noticed, said that he was raised in North Philly. He's just like, I'm fine. I was raised in North Philly. I mean, you would probably have learned that with all the fucking bullets whizzing past your head. Either way. He says that, he was in the Marines, and it's just like, because they were looking for a few good men, and so was I. I'm pretty sure in the 80s, you go into the military looking for men, that's probably not the place for you. So I understand why you didn't, continue to go along with your fucking military life. Yes. Oh, Brandon's in the live chat here, and yes, that is... Yeah, Hollywood, I hate Hollywood. Hollywood is basically the personification of everything wrong with this movie and with this country on how they treat black men and gay men in the 80s because it's out of control. Oh, yeah. Hollywood does have a weird scene with the three guys where he like looks at their chests. He's like, "Ooh, red meat." Like Hollywood is on some real wild shit in this movie. Like like Hollywood is unsettling. Like Hollywood would be all a part of the Me Too movement to this very day. Hollywood, there'd be some things. So back to Hollywood shows up to the fucking to the police station, and he's like, "My name is Staff Sergeant Montrose," which is crazy in its own right, because that means that Hollywood was in the military for quite some time to become a staff sergeant. Anyhow, so he's a staff sergeant in the military, and he says that, you know, Jason Williamson is one of our men, and I'm taking him to the military police, you know, whatever, for, you know, whatever atrocities he's AWOL. The police just like, "Oh yeah, take him down to the holding cell, and it's for that Williams kid." They're like, "Oh, okay." They let him take him out of jail, and then he's walking out. Oh well. First of all, hold on. Hollywood has some ridiculous scenes when he's dealing with like, "Oh," and he's like screaming and shit, like he can't even help. But like, all right, so again, Hollywood in this movie, he's like a stereotypical gay man, like super stereotypical, and like he can't help but hide it for like a minute. He can't do it. He can't hide it for a minute, and basically he walks out with Jason. And then the police are like, "Hey," and then they run out the door. His mom pulls up in her car, and then they jump in the car, and then they just speed away. This is not talked about for the rest of the movie. Never again is it talked about that Jason is a fugitive of the law. Never again. He goes to the fucking, he goes to this gallery thing at the store. Nobody brings up, it's just like, "Hey," now, mind you, there's police presence there. Nobody brings up, it's like, "Hey, you guys better watch out at this thing," because the kid who was crazy about the mannequin thing that we arrested him for just hours ago escaped from jail, and we have reason to believe that he may try to show up there because some guy named Montrose, wait a second, that's very similar to the guy who works at that store, black guy, very effeminate, showed up here and broke him out of jail. This whole fucking ridiculous thing, well, the movie actually called it Mannequin on the Run, Mannequin 2, Mannequin on the Run. Like, he does this whole presentation with, like, dancers, very 80s dancing. He comes out, and he's just like, "There once was a girl," so shitty rap. And, you know, this thing turns into, it's like, oh, and then Jason's supposed to swing in as the prince that's gonna save her, and, you know, with the, you know, the kiss of a true love, and yada yada. He's supposed to, you know, reveal, you know, who she is, and then basically he runs off with her. Basically, that doesn't happen. The fucking Count's there. He tries to break this whole shit up. Him and the Count have a real life sword fight where the Count cuts his arm, cuts his face, fucking. Then, you know, he somehow defeats the Count because Montrose, Hollywood, sends down some fucking thing, swings and hits the Count, and he goes and he's about to. Oh well, he takes the thing off her. He takes the necklace off of her. She becomes a real woman again. The dude pulls out a gun. The Count pulls out a gun. He shoots the store manager. He's threatening to shoot Jason. Mind you, there were police in the building that were guarding the mannequin earlier. Did they just decide, nah, we're good now, and they just left? What? What's going on here? So he's shooting people. He grabs the girl. They're going to the roof. Escape, because apparently there's a helicopter up there. Gets to the top of the roof. There is no helicopter. It's actually a fucking hot air balloon because for some reason, one of the dumbasses, you know, the 3 accent guys, they thought it would be romantic. He gets onto a hot air balloon. Jason and Montrose get to the roof, and that's where Montrose delivers that line. I grew up in North Philadelphia. You know, a gun ain't gonna stop me. You know, I've dealt with guns before. He ends up, loading out his gun. I mean, he literally, you know, tries to shoot, you know, at their heads, and so he's willing to kill. But he starts shooting the rope. He doesn't shoot, so the rope is like slowly kind of, you know, breaking off and all that shit. You know, Jason runs, jumps on the rope, and now he climbs up, and you know it's the hot air balloon's taking off. Jason's fucking swinging on this shit. He climbs in. He's like, you know, kind of hits this dude, has him dead to rights over the side. He's like, I can't do it. I can't kill you. And then the guy's like, oh, thank you very much, but I can kill you. And it's about to throw him off. Christy Swanson comes. She puts the fucking the necklace on him and says, you know, 1,000 years or until you find true love or whatever. And then he gets, and then he somehow falls over the fucking the side, and fucking he breaks in the street, right? But mind you, he's Jason is taken off. Let's go back a little bit. As Jason's taken off, you know, he's still hanging on to that rope. A bunch of people, the store owner, Jason's mother, all these people ran up to the roof. And, you know, all these people that were in this fucking thing that was going on downstairs ran up to the roof and are watching him go off in this hot air balloon, right? Mind you, there's a guy on the roof that one of these, you know, the accent dudes, Montrose kicked him in the nuts and, you know, put this dude down. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Jason kicked him in the nuts. And then Montrose blew on him, and the guy was like, fell on the ground, like knocked out. This guy falls out of, no, that's just early. Let's go back. Hot air balloon. Count falls out, breaks on the ground. All of a sudden, the 3 guys come running. They're trying to catch him as he's, you know, falling. Wait, what? What happened? Dude just got kicked in the nuts, and he was out cold on the roof. But now he's running down the block less than 5 minutes later. What's going on here? Anyhow, they somehow end up putting the Count back together again, and then he's on display in their home country. Yo, this fucking movie's fucking cuckoo fucking bananas. I'm like trying to make heads and tails of this shit. It's just crazy. I don't even know how the fuck I got through this entire fucking movie. But so basically this whole thing goes to, they put this fucking guy together, Jason, and he's now on display in the museum that she was for 1,000 years or whatever. Jason and fucking Christy Swanson get fucking married. Montrose is out there being really gay and shit like that. And then that's the movie. The movie ends, and then they give us, you know, nothing's gonna stop us now. They give us the song again. Probably just that song was probably the best part of this movie. This movie is 1987, so 1,987 pounds of dog shit. Yo, the first movie, like it was bad, but you can stomach it. It was actually kind of fun to watch. Like, even though it was as ridiculous as it was fun to watch. It's still a dog shit movie, but it's fun to watch. This movie is horrendous. Like, really, really bad. Because it's like, it took the first movie's campiness and, like, kind of silliness, and it just fucking overdrive. And it just went so fucking left field. It's out of fucking control. So, guys, do not watch. No, watch this movie. Watch this movie. Tell me what you think. Share in my pain, because I want to know that you guys understand what I feel. And I also want you guys to be sure to sign up for our Patreon. This is Macho. Macho is he's well, you okay, Macho? Oh, Macho's damn, he's damn well asleep. You okay, buddy? Anyhow, me and Macho want you to watch watch us. We want you to go sign up to Patreon, patreon.com/mediumpopcorn. Get yourself on there. I want you to also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Medium Pete Podcasts. Follow me, Jay Brown Did It. You can also follow me on Instagram at Jay Brown Did It. You can even follow Macho at the Macho Cat Kitty Savage. But guys, we hold you. We love you. We put a necklace on you. Maybe it's a gold necklace like Macho has right now. That's some real nigga shit right there. Real nigga shit. Anyhow, and then you turn into a mannequin. Not 1,000 years. It's only about maybe an hour later. You end up in a rape den. Because that's what was going to happen to Christy Swanson in this movie. That's not what you want, guys. That's not what you want. Peace.